What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, we've got another live fantasy football mock draft for you back on ESPN with a 10-team full PPR mock where we will be selecting 6th overall. Should be pretty interesting. And while we wait for this thing to kick off, a quick reminder, if you enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe, give us a follow on Twitter at AllDayPigskin to continue interacting with us there. Let us hear it in the comments section, your thoughts along with any other questions you guys might have. We'll do our best to answer them all. But with that being said, let's take a look at this mock draft, which is officially underway with Christian McCaffrey having been selected first overall, as we would expect. Now, we'll see if there is another running back or just the next highest ranked wide receiver, and it is the latter. CeeDee Lamb is the second overall pick. The reason I said let's see if it's another running back is because ESPN does have Breece Hall and Bijan Robinson both ranked a little bit higher than some other platforms, whether that be, Fantasy Pros or NFL or Yahoo. But it's our turn here, and we are in an interesting situation. I was hoping, honestly, that one of these wide receivers could fall to us, and then maybe we could land like a Jahmyr Gibbs or Kyren Williams in the second round. What I like to do is go kind of balanced, but oh well, I guess that won't be the case. I'll go with Breece Hall here. I have him ranked a little bit higher than Bijan Robinson. Look, I think that both those guys were really, really good values at that 6th overall pick, so I'm not going to complain too much. We'll see. I doubt one of the wide receivers that I'm hoping for will drop to us. And, the wide receivers that I have in mind are either Puka or Garrett Wilson. So, considering they're the next two wide receivers and there's 5 picks in between our next selection, I'm almost certain that they will not be available. But, look, I can't be too mad about the fact that we got Breece Hall. But let's pull up our pick history here, because what I was hoping was that we could maybe get Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then in the second round, we can get a Jonathan Taylor, a Saquon, a Jahmyr Gibbs, something like that. But alas, there was a wide receiver run, kind of like how you would expect. CeeDee, Jamar, Tyreek, Amon-Ra, Breece Hall was our selection. Puka Nacua just went. Let's quickly take a look at this. It was Garrett Wilson, Jonathan Taylor, and Puka Nacua the last 3 picks. So we get sniped barely on Puka. But look, I'm not too mad. I'll still go with Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's still a really high upside PPR running back. And sure, does he have to split the backfield with David Montgomery? True. But really, really high pass catching upside in PPR. That's what you like to see. And I think for my money's worth, we arguably have the 2 best, running backs at this point in time. As far as duos are concerned, we'll see what the Christian McCaffrey squad does. But let's kind of go back through the first and second round. So the first round, that slew of wide receivers went. So yeah, I would have loved to have gotten a Jamar Chase or something like that, and then pair him up with a Kyren or a Jahmyr Gibbs in the second round. But instead, we went Breece Hall. I still think value-wise, really good value. Then Justin Jefferson. I've been avoiding Justin Jefferson given Kirk Cousins no longer being there. Bijan Robinson on the flip side. I've been targeting Bijan Robinson since Kirk Cousins is there in Atlanta now. Then A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley. I personally have Garrett Wilson and Puka a little bit higher than A.J. Brown, so I like to see him go higher and potentially give us a chance. Then Saquon Barkley was the last pick in the second round, followed by Derrick Henry. Way too early for Derrick Henry with the first pick in the second, in my opinion, especially when Gibbs and Kyren and Jonathan Taylor were still there. Then Garrett Wilson was hoping he would fall to me. Jonathan Taylor, Puka. Again, we got sniped on Puka. Oh, well. Jahmyr Gibbs was our selection. Joe Mixon, Kyren Williams. Good value on Kyren. We got really good value on Jahmyr Gibbs. Pacheco, Travis Etienne, Chris Olave with the last pick in the second, and now in the third. So far, man, we're getting sniped left and right here, folks. It's one of those mock drafts. Marvin Harrison, Michael Pittman, Devontae Adams. The reason why I said oof is because Drake London was selected 2 picks before we got a chance to draft. So I would have loved to have gotten Drake London. You guys know that I think he's going to be an absolute breakout, but no. So here I'm going to go with a high upside wide receiver with a great quarterback. I'm going to go with Nico Collins. Other wide receivers that we potentially could have gone with. Let's just sort it that way. Mike Evans, I think he's more standard suited. I get it, like 1,000 after 1,000 yard season, and the touchdowns have been there, but can Baker Mayfield do it again? The age isn't going to show up. So I'm kind of staying away from it from that perspective. I think the price tag is a little bit too high for my liking. Stephon Diggs, I think Nico Collins is the better bet as far as Houston wide receivers. Ayuk, too crowded. DJ Moore, too crowded. Who's going to be the number one wide receiver? TBD. Jalen Waddle, I think I like Jalen Waddle. I think we could have gotten him we can get him a little bit later. Then Devontae Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, potentially we can get him a little bit later as well. But let's go back to the pick history here. So in the third round, Marvin Harrison, rookie wide receiver, first rookie selected. That's going to be the case 10 times out of 10. It's just a matter of where he's going to be selected. Pittman, Devontae Adams dropping naturally. Drake London, who we were really hoping for. Laporta, but let's go back to our selections here. I kind of want another. I want another wide receiver, and I do like DJ Moore, but I do think that I'm gonna go with Jalen Waddle first, and then let's see if the gamble pays off and we can get Cooper Kupp in the next round. I'm just kind of looking at the rankings, and let's see if we can take advantage of the rankings the way it currently is. But just kind of going back to the third round recap, Marvin Harrison, he's going to be the first rookie drafted, whether it's running back, wide receiver. But wide receivers are going much ahead of the rookie running backs this year, since much more dominant position from them coming out of college. Then Devontae Adams dropping, like I mentioned before. Drake London, really, really good value here. He's mispriced on ESPN. Laporta, we went Nico Collins. Then Kelsey, DK Metcalf, Rashad White, Josh Allen. I was contemplating maybe a Rashad White, Alvin Kamara type of deal, but I do think we needed to get some wide receivers on the squad. Then James Cook in the fourth round. I think that's decent value. A-Chain, Brendan Ayuk, Alvin Kamara. Ayuk is really interesting because, last year, very, very efficient, but still a lot of competition there. And is somebody going to get moved? Is somebody going to get traded? Again, still up in the air. Then Alvin Kamara afterwards. I probably would have given Alvin Kamara some thought if he was there for us when we went Jalen Waddle. Then after our Jalen Waddle selection, Kenneth Walker, Mike Evans, Josh Jacobs, and Devontae Smith. So now Stephon Diggs was also added to that list. Last pick of the fourth round. 5 more picks until we get to make a selection here. Patty Mahomes just went, so let's see when the first quarterback actually went here. First quarterback, I assume it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen with the last pick in the third round. Compared to, let's see, fourth round, any quarterbacks? I'm not seeing any quarterbacks in the fourth round. Fifth round, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, CJ Stroud, all in a row. So would I rather have Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, and or CJ Stroud a full round later? Give me the latter. Oh, man, we just got sniped on Cooper Kupp. A lot of sniping here, folks. Damn. Okay, so what I'm thinking here right out of the gate is I do think that DJ Moore is good value, but I think Trey McBride could potentially be in the conversation for the tight end one, and it's a 10-team league. Getting those positional advantages matters a little bit more. I'm going Trey McBride, and that's the way we're going to build this out. Yeah, obviously DJ Moore got selected, but I can't be too upset about our Trey McBride pick. I wouldn't be too shocked if there's a little bit of a tight end run. We'll see. Maybe we misread it, but that is up in the air. 4 picks, so maybe he would have still been there. Maybe he would have still been an option for us. So I would have loved to have taken maybe a CJ Stroud type of player. in the previous round, but he was selected. Get that Nico stack with him, but you know, I think he was overdrafted probably a little bit. Running backs here, I don't want to force anything. I think wide receiver, we can have a conversation. George Pickens is somebody that I like. Christian Kirk is somebody that I like. Quarterbacks, I don't love any of those quarterbacks. Wide receivers, yeah. So we're going back to wide receivers. I'm going to go George Pickens here. I see the breakout potential. We have him as our flex play. So he's been somebody that I've been drafting right around this range. Again, I think we're going to have a chance in the 7th round to draft either McLaurin or Christian Kirk. So I like that situation for us. Going back to the pick history, yeah, we went Trey McBride here. There was one tight end selected afterwards, so didn't completely misread it, Dalton Kincaid. So right now, if we looked at the best available tight ends, they would be as follows. Evan Ingram is still there, Kittle, Pitts, and Njoku. Ooh, Zamir White got selected. I was wondering if Zamir White might drop to us, but I guess it was a pipe dream. Zamir White, then David Montgomery. There goes Evan Ingram. All things considered, I think we took Trey McBride in an appropriate spot when you look at the upside. So, the tight end run now happens. Jonathan Brooks is there. James Conner just got drafted. I probably would have gotten James Conner. Zach Moss, I think I can probably get in the next round. Wide receivers, let's see if Christian Kirk is still there. He is. I think it's a good value, and I think getting more wide receiver depth makes sense. So we're going to go with Christian Kirk here, number 1 wide receiver for the Jags, obviously. Quarterback, maybe we can get a Joe Burrow or Kyler Murray in the next round. I think that both those guys would be serviceable options, potentially top 10 upside, right? And again, in 10-team leagues, you can wait a little bit more for a quarterback. Now, I have said, obviously, getting the positional advantage at a quarterback or tight end does mean more in a 10-team league since teams are going to be top-heavy here. But, after the top 5 guys, 6 guys are gone, then I feel like you can wait. So after our Christian Kirk selection, you saw Dak, Tank Dell, Kyle Pitts, Ridley, Deontay, Amari Cooper. Joe Burrow's still there. He would probably be ahead of Kyler Murray for me. I just don't know if I can trust that Arizona offense. And the reason I'm laughing, of course, is because Joe Burrow just got selected. So, running backs. Jonathan Brooks also just got selected. Let's take a chance. We need another running back on Zach Moss. I kind of mentioned his name the round prior. So a potential starting running back in the 8th round. I like that value for us. Now, here, since Joe Burrow was... we got sniped. That's crazy. Jonathan Brooks and Joe Burrow. So, again, we went Zach Moss. I'm not too mad about it. That's the thing. In these 10-team leagues, there's going to be really good value still in, the 8th, 9th round. So, you're still going to be able, for the most part, to put together a solid selection. Look, Terry McLaurin was still available. Kyler Murray just now got picked. So in this next round, I for sure know where I'm going. It's going to be a quarterback, and it's going to be Aaron Rodgers, so I can get that little nice stack with him and Breece Hall. Feel pretty good about that. Other wide receivers that I think are must drafts at this point in time, I don't think any much, Marquise Brown is a high upside guy. Lad McConkey, high upside guy. Keon Coleman, but I could also mention guys like Curtis Samuel, Jamison Williams. So Marquise Brown just got drafted, but I already told you where we're going with this pick. Oops, no, not tight end. Quarterback is where we meant to go. I'm going Aaron Rodgers, get my nice little stack. And honestly, the majority of our roster is complete. We've got our starting squad taken care of. Rodgers, Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs. I actually like how this turned out. Even though we waited on wide receiver, I think it would have been a little bit better if we would have been able to add Puka, but oh well. Again, we got sniped a lot of times in this mock, but I think we pivoted really, really well, all things considered. Got a top 5 tight end, got a quarterback that has high upside, and our bench with Kirk and Zach Moss doesn't look too shabby. And we can continue to add names, in fact. So let's see, since we're, basically on the clock right now, I'm going to select a wide receiver. Let's get a Lad McConkey, who can be potentially the number one for the Chargers. But with that, we kind of wrap this thing up. I think we've done a good job of, piecing getting together this roster. I like it. I think it deserves, at a minimum, a B grade. But hey, let me know your thoughts. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe, give us a follow on Twitter at AllDayPigskin to continue interacting with us there. Let us hear it in the comment section, along with any other questions you guys might have. We'll do our best to answer them all. But in the meantime, we'll see you guys in future videos.